Hello, everyone. Welcome to Developing Palates. I am Aaron Loomis coming to you from the Drew Estate Studio. With me today is Jiunn, Lou, Seth Geis, and from the Villager Cigar Studios, John McTavish. How you guys doing?
Good, man. It's hot. It's hot tonight. In normal places in the world, the peak heat would be noon. In Calgary, Alberta, the peak heat is like 6:30 at night. That makes no sense.
How
Sun is
hot is
going
it?
down.
This is the second time you said it today. How hot is it over there?
It was like 88 today, which you're like, oh, that's why are you being such a
Jeez,
little
come
girl?
on, John.
I don't have air conditioning, June, because we live in a place that doesn't have
Oh,
air conditioning. So
oh,
yeah, it's
okay.
88 outside, it's 78 inside, which is not comfortable.
It's like nobody ever heard of global warming. You got to get AC.
Global what now? Global what? Yeah, we're gonna be getting AC, and I don't mean to be complaining about the heat because I'll tell you, the alternative is no bueno.
Yes.
No bueno.
All right. So tonight we are talking about the Warped companion to Warped. Cigars a Rothschild 4.5 inch by 48. Comes out of the Tabacalera La Isla factory in the Dominican Republic. Wrapper is Mexican San Andreas, binders from the Dominican Republic, and the filler is from the Dominican Republic and Nicaragua. It is blended by Kyle Gellis. Price point is $12, and the cigar was released in December of 2021. So with all that out of the way, June, what was your overall experience like with this cigar?
This was
Can we just ask a question really quick about the name Companion to Warped? Like, what are we doing? What is he is warped? Like,
I don't know.
it's a companion of Warped. So Warped, which is a cigar's companion, is a cigar for the brand, which is Warped.
It's his
just
friend.
like
This is Warp's friend.
It's Warp's friend, Warped. Who's
Two,
a cigar? Who's
two,
friends
warp,
with
two
cigars?
warps are walking along the beach, and there's one set of footprints, and it's because it's a companion to warp.
I mean, listen, I gave this cigar a high review so I can be a jerk at the first part of it. I mean, there's some way to make fun of Kyle for it, but it's just what are we doing with these names? Go continue, June. I'm sorry.
no, I agree. He doesn't even have consistency in his naming conventions anymore because, well, first of all, he doesn't come out with enough to show consistency. So how can you? Anyways,
This is turning into a full-on roast.
He comes out playing cigars. Yeah. We reviewed a lot.
We reviewed a lot.
True. Yeah. Anyway, so this was a wow, this is surprisingly good to it's not so good, and then it became a train wreck by the end. So the first third I liked. I got some really nice upfront pepper, like dry red pepper spice. So it was got minerals, a lot of sweetness and hay. Retro is super intense with black pepper, but as the profile went through, it just became more mineral. That pepper spice became really harsh. It's almost like when you over toast spices, it becomes really that harshness with the pepper, if that makes sense. And the cigar got stronger as well. And by the end of it, it was so overbearing with all that like minerals and that harsh pepper spice that it was kind of hard to get through the last third.
All right, Seth, what were your thoughts?
Listen, I love the first third. I thought the first third was fantastic. Sweet fruit bread notes, some sweet spices, some cocoa, some peppery qualities. Kind of continued into the second and final third. Medium full and strength and body. I mean, like June, I liked the first third more than he did, and I just thought it kind of retained that good quality throughout. Burn wasn't great. I had a nice draw. I think if I remember correctly, I think the burn really went downhill in towards the end. But it was kind of a short smoke. So nice draw though.
All right, John, what were your thoughts?
I was also impressed with the first third, and I was like, "Oh man, maybe the change to tobacco de isla is the magic formula." June talked about a lot of these flavors, so I'm going to just repeat a lot of what he said. But a lot of sweetness, wood, bread, and then you get that red pepper flake. It just like becomes really intense as the first third continues. A lot of rich molasses on the retrohale, and I found there's a lot of sort of lingering, but so and it's hard. It's not just pepper spice. It's like that chili flake, like red pepper flake between draws. So it was becoming, pretty intense on the profile, but I enjoyed it. Chocolate espresso, really good first third. And I was like, okay, I'm looking forward to the second third. And second third kind of started interestingly with bread syrup, syrupy sweetness. And then it just kind of took on this wood profile, and the wood just like drowned out everything. And not because it was so intense, but it's just all I could really taste was sort of dry wood. And that was really disappointing because all those sort of complex flavors fell away. And then really all I got for the remainder of that third was a little bit of earth. And then that earth kind of drove the last third. So earth and bread, earth and wood. And I was like, oh, well, that's kind of a drag. The burn almost stalled out on me right out of the gate, which was quite surprising, but didn't require any intervention. So I had a perfect burn. Draw had a little bit of resistance to it. So outside the perfect zone, it had about 2.5, 3 notches into the tight zone. So still good, but a little snug. So, overall kind of unfortunate, pretty average. Aaron, what about you?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started with lightly toasted cedar, some black pepper, got a little bit of light mustiness that joined in, and some smokiness a little bit later. Second third saw some dry earth join, and then the final third saw light vegetal bitterness as the cigar warmed up. Cigar had a nice start, but dropped to average in the second third as the pepper became less of a focus and kind of maintained that level the rest of the way. Nothing wrong with the cigar, just not all that exciting. Don't see it as something I would return to. But I will say it's probably, if I look back, it's probably one of the higher rated warps I've smoked in the last 2 years. So take that for what it's worth, I guess. But all right, getting into the scores. I'm going to start at the top with Seth at 6.72. I gave it a 6 even. John gave it a 5.8, and Jiunn gave it a 5.55. So Seth, how'd that 6.72 match up for you?
Listen, it was phenomenal warped. I mean, it was probably one of the best warped releases I've had in a really long time. But I also think it's more of a reflection of this factory, because it's the same with Matilde. And then we also reviewed Matilde, and they warped around the same time last year, like the Chinchilla and the Exposure #1.
Yeah.
And I was really critical of both those blends, and both of these blends are really doing well. So maybe it's just the factory's kind of gotten things turned around really well. I mean, I definitely would smoke it again, and it makes me, want to smoke more. Yeah, I really want Matilda Exposure #3 in the next warp, whatever names it has out of this factory, because it's just they're doing good things. And it's kind of interesting that, I mean, I loved them all, but like Aaron really got into this blend, but John and Jiunn were more into the Matilde. So that's another conversation though, I guess.
My 6 even matches up well. It was above average flavor profile, had really good construction, so got to that 6 mark, but still not something that I'm all that excited about coming back to. All right, John, 5.8.
Yeah, it matches up well. I think if I wouldn't have had the resistant draw, I would have been up in the 6 with you. And you kind of made a remark, which I think nails it, which is there's nothing wrong with the cigar. It just doesn't really stand out per se. So like it's fine for what it is. It'd be nice to see more complexity in second, third. I think it had a lot of potential. So, maybe they can build off this release. Instead of the warp companion to warp, we can do a warped abuelo to warped, or maybe a warped hermano to warped, or something like that, and start a whole series. And I know it sounds like I'm being flippant, but I'm being sincere. I think it would be nice to sort of do a new series with this factory and sort of build off that, because I think there's some potential there.
All right, Jiunn, 5.55.
Is it's no good. I'm still waiting for Cow to come back to bring back one of his excellent blends from back in the day. But then again, I'm like, oh, well, where could he go? I can't even say that if he were to go back to Tafsa, he's gonna come out with something great again, because I don't feel the same way about Tafsa like I used to,
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, maybe he could go to Hoya, I don't know, or Naxa.
Ooh.
There you go.
Maybe it's not them. Maybe it's you. Just kidding.
No, it's all of us.
It is
all of us in the Cigar Media Associate. No, never mind. There's no such thing.
I'm trying to think of another brand we've smoked as many of their releases or more of their releases, and I'm struggling to think of a brand.
Then what?
Then warped.
Then this?
There's a couple brands where we smoked a lot of stuff.
Maybe I was gonna say VI, but that's not true. We
No,
smoked
we've
half
been
as
off
many
of the
stopped
offer for a
because-
while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We smoked a lot of
I was gonna
boys.
say-
We smoked a lot of Tatuajes.
We've done a lot of Davidoff.
We've done a
We've
lot
done
of
a lot of
Davidoff.
Davidoff.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've done a lot. I think if you look at a lot of brands, we've done a lot. I think Warp has just done like
They have
I
a
mean,
lot of releases.
we've done a lot of diesels. If you think about it, like we've done
I
a lot
don't
of
want to think
diesel.
about it.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's just listen. Warp's been around a lot longer than Diesel. We're gonna do a lot of diesels. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, Justin. That's the second time I've shat on him.
He's not
We have
going to
an-
watch this.
We have another review, right? I
If he
could
does
shit on him
watch
again.
this, you can say,
Yeah.
"Where's our cigars from PCA, man?
Yeah,
Where's our
exactly.
cigars?
He doesn't
What the
expect
hell?"
he doesn't expect us to talk good about his brands anyways for the
Yeah.
get-go.
Yeah, so might as well just
Right.
keep shitting on him.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, you just keep shitting on him all the time, and all you have to do is say one good thing about him, and then then it's his world
Back to
lights
good
up.
graces.
So,
There you
yeah. All right. Wherever you're
Uh.
catching this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Read the full written review on the website. Follow us on the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts, so iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
Abuela de Warped.